Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me? If yes, please. Hello? So we are going to start our webinar. I'm very happy to meet you again. And today we are going to talk about the principle of integrated learning of the English language for primary school. I know that we can hear these words integrated learning very often, and some of us are frightened because of these words, and we have got lots of questions. And yesterday I read some of your questions, so I have prepared this webinar and hope that you will find the answers to all the questions, and you will understand that integrated learning is not so frightening, and it is really helpful and really useful for both for teachers and for pupils. So before the webinar, I have been preparing, and I tried to find the definitions. What integrated learning is? I found several definitions, and I would like to introduce two of them to you. So, one of them tells that integrated learning is a learning theory which describes the movement towards integrated lessons, helping pupils make connections across curricula. And the following definition states that integrated learning builds the ability to make connections among ideas and experiences, to synthesize and transfer learning to new situations within and beyond classroom. Well, if you understand these definitions or you do not understand them, I strongly believe that you are in touch with integrated learning, because the lessons of English are really very favorable for using the integrated learning approach. And integrated learning approach is just perfect for studying foreign languages. And today I will try to prove it with the help of our webinar. So, integrated learning combines different things, and I have prepared some tables to show you that integrated learning is really for foreign languages. When we teach our pupils, we do not teach them only reading or only listening or writing or speaking. Our lessons usually have all these skills, and we use exercises to develop all these skills during one lesson. So we can say that our lessons are really integrated. And so when the pupils come to school for the first time, they need to listen to our speech and try to understand it. Then we teach our pupils to speak a little, to read, and after that we teach them writing. So we use all different kinds of exercises to integrate these skills into one great result, that our pupils learn foreign language, and they can use it in their everyday life. This slide can show you the connection between phonetics, vocabulary, and grammar. You understand that we cannot teach our pupils words without teaching them pronunciation. We cannot teach our pupils produce sentences without teaching them grammar. And all these components are connected to each other. So we use different kinds of exercises to practice and to develop all kinds of skills. And traditionally, we try to use all these exercises during one lesson, because a good lesson needs to combine reading, speaking, learning, writing and listening. And it is impossible without dealing with phonetics, vocabulary and grammar. The teachers of foreign languages are really smart, and they are really skilled, because they need to talk not only about the English language itself. We know that we often give pupils extra information. For example, when we study English-speaking countries, we bring maps to our classroom and we deal with geography. It's really a problem, especially for primary learners, to understand the difference between Great Britain and the United States of America. And sometimes we need to show the maps several times or even several years for them, so that they could understand that these two countries are different. And then we talk about English in Canada, English in Australia and many other countries. So geography is really important for studying English. Of course, we deal with math because we teach our pupils numbers. And it is impossible to study English without studying environment around us. So we deal with the nature study, because when pupils are especially in primary school, we teach them different names of animals. We talk about pets, we talk about seasons of the year, months, the weather, and so on and so forth. Our children are really fond of using mobile phones, computers, and other gadgets. So English deals with IT technologies. And for example, we do not allow our pupils to use their gadgets during the lesson, but when we say something like, and now let's take your mobile phones and take some photos, and then we'll demonstrate and describe what you can see in these photos, primary pupils feel really happy about it. And music, of course, music. Young learners enjoy listening to music and sing songs together with the teacher during the lessons of English. And that's why music is a very important component of studying the English language. And this slide shows us that we need to give information not only about environment, not only about geography, math, and music. Also, we, while studying languages, we study about culture, traditions of the countries where the English language is used. And we teach our pupils healthy lifestyle, because we speak about different kinds of physical activities, and we talk about healthy food and healthy habits. And of course, we try to develop critical thinking. So as you can see, our lessons combine different things and different school subjects. So it's obvious that we have got integrated learning during all the process of teaching. We use different types of work during our lessons. Of course, individual work is really important, but pupils enjoy working in pairs, and they enjoy working in groups of classes when they have different kinds of games, competitions, and so on. Pupils really feel crazy about different kinds of games, especially if they are competitive games. That's why we make our lessons integrated with the help of different kinds of work. So, as you can see now, we are really in for integrated learning, and it is important to say about benefits of this approach. Of course, integrated learning helps to create situations for natural communication, because when we are in the classroom and we deal with different exercises, we try to create situations for our pupils to talk with each other. We give them different tasks, something like making up dialogues, talks on the phone with parents, with friends, and even role games help to create these situations. We develop practical skills of communication, of course, with the help of creating different kinds of situations. And integrated learning helps to build new knowledge and skills, because while interaction, pupils learn more, even more than our textbooks can give them, and even more than teachers can give them. And all these points raise the motivation to learn English. It is interesting for pupils, and in my opinion, it is really very important to keep this interest from the first year of their study up to the time when they are going to leave school. Today I have prepared some slides which demonstrate different kinds of exercises. These exercises give us the opportunity to use integrated learning approach. And all these exercises have been taken from the textbook Start Up for the second form. You can see this book on the slide, and I will show you this book as it is. Here it is. Well, it has been published. I'm proud to tell that this book is a joint project of publishing house Ranak and Go Global. It is based on the principle of integrated learning. It has communicative approach and integrated content lines. This thing is really very fresh today and very important. And our textbook has storytelling pages. We spoke about storytelling method in September, and those who were with us during the webinar can remember it. So, speaking about contents, these units are included into our textbook, and you can see that they are My Family and Friends, My School, Tasty Food, Our Holidays, Time for Fun, This Is Me, and Our World. These units will give you the opinion about subjects that can be used for studying these topics, and about the ideas for your integrated lessons. For example, while studying tasty food, we can talk about healthy way of lifestyle. While studying our world, we talk about environment. And while studying our holidays, we talk about traditions and customs of different countries. And these are just some of the examples. You will see some exercises which demonstrate my ideas a bit later. Here you can see the page of the textbook. This is the unit My Family and Friends, and you can see 3 exercises. You can see even more than 3 exercises, but 3 exercises demonstrate that we use integrated learning during every lesson. First exercise, listen and repeat. It means that your pupils need to listen to the recording and practice their speaking skills. The second exercise gives some information about geography, because pupils need to understand what countries are the children are from, and they need to learn the names of these countries, and it is a good idea to have a map and to show the pupils these countries on the map, or maybe to have a globe. Well, the third exercise is a chant, and here we deal with music, because our pupils need to listen to the song first, then to sing along, and they are happy, and this is additional motivation for learning English. And of course, every lesson of our textbook has games. The final exercise of every lesson is a game. Pupils can play them in different ways. The explanation for every game is given, and there are different types of games. They are used for pairs, for groups, and for classes. So this is the additional improvement that we use integrated approach in our work. So this page demonstrates the topic our world, and you can see exercise 1, which demonstrates the possibility to practice listening and speaking when pupils need to listen to the dialogue and then repeat it and act it out. And the second exercise is like a puzzle, because our pupils use reading skills and writing skills. They need to read and to make up the word using letters, and then write these words. So we practice reading, writing, and vocabulary as well. Here you can see the integration of English and math. This lesson is taken from the unit Tasty Food, when pupils learn numbers, and they don't only learn numbers, they practice counting, because there are exercises when pupils need to read English numbers, words that denote numbers, to count and to choose the correct answer. Here is another lesson. And you can see exercises where pupils need their ability to count well, and they also train critical thinking, because exercise 2 gives the example of the task when pupils have got a sum of money and they need to make a choice. They can see food, they need to count and decide which food they can buy having the sum of money that is given to them. This exercise is really interesting because pupils start discussing and thinking and arguing maybe. So I think this exercise will be really fun for your children, but not only fun, it will be useful. Well, every unit contains the page which is called We Are Creative. This page is a good support for project work. Here you can see different ideas and tasks, and you can develop creativity while doing project works. Such example of a project work allows pupils to use mobile phones or maybe other gadgets. They need to take photos and make a photo stand, photo collage. And I think this activity will be interesting for pupils. They need to use IT technologies, be creative, of course, and they, after the preparation, your pupils need to present the project, so to show, to illustrate, to tell about their work. Here, you can see the page of the first unit. And you can see exercises for different kinds of work. Peer work, when pupils need to ask and answer the questions. And exercise 5 is a game when pupils can play in groups or even in a class if your class is not very big. And exercise 4 gives the example of combination of English and music. And now you will be able to listen to this song. And it is important to say that our audio recordings have been made by native speakers. So you can listen to a song now. Audio, please.
Look at me and smile at me. H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P. Clap your hands and chant with me. U-R-S-T-U-E. We are happy, you and me. W-X Y and Z. Let's repeat the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Look at me and smile at me. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Clap your hands and chant with me. U-R-S-T-U-E. We are happy, you and me. W-X, Y and Z. Let's repeat the alphabet.
So let us know if you enjoyed the song. Stop it, please. Thank you. Well, and it is really good that we have the recordings of all the dialects and some texts and all the songs, so you can use them. And I think and I hope that they will be very helpful for your dog. Well, next slide shows us that we can practice, we can develop critical thinking while talking about healthy lifestyle with our pupils. Our textbook has got pages of story time. We talked about this kind of activities in September, if you remember. Well, so for those who have just joined us today, I will repeat that our textbook has got story time page at the end of every unit. And of course, we have got the recordings of all these stories. So how can you use them? First of all, you ask pupils to describe the pictures. You ask different questions about where the children are, how many children can your pupils see, and so on. And then you offer your pupils to predict the situation. What can it be? What can the problem be? Guess the ending of the story. This is the way to develop critical thinking for young learners. And after that, your pupils can listen to the recording and repeat it, act it out, and you can use this kind of activity in a good way because pupils enjoy acting out. And of course, you can use some supplementary material and ask your pupils to make, I don't know, masks, for example, or bring a ball or some other things which will help them to look great and to perform really well. So story time is a good idea. And I think you will enjoy it and your pupils will enjoy it too. And now, one more page. Here you can see the integration of listening and speaking skills again, because almost half of exercises in our textbook are used to train listening and speaking skills together, because first pupils need to listen to some dialogue or some story or some words or something else. Then they need to repeat and to produce dialogues. It's a good idea to ask your pupils to change some words to create their own dialogues. And of course, pupils enjoy learning about traditions of other countries. And Christmas cards is a good idea for a lesson when you introduce pupils Christmas cards from Great Britain and you ask pupils to create their own Christmas cards. So this is cross-cultural interaction. And critical thinking again. Exercise 4 demonstrates one more example to develop critical thinking for your pupils. So this is a kind of a riddle. Pupils need to read the texts and to find the answers to the questions with the help of the picture. Usually pupils enjoy these games. And as you can see, every lesson in our textbook finishes with a game, and exercise 5 is one more example of the game. So you can find the descriptions of the games in the book for teachers and in supplementary materials which are going to be published very soon. And every unit of our textbook has got a game at the end. It's a kind of revision. These games are usually a good way to refresh the knowledge of the words, of some grammar structures, combinations, and they are not so boring for pupils. It's a good idea to spend time with fun and with you. So your pupils can play these games in small groups of 3 or 4 or 5 people. They find these games really interesting because my pupils enjoy playing them. The description can be found in the teacher's book again or in supplementary materials. And if you use these kinds of games with your pupil, give us your feedbacks, because the textbook of the first form and the textbook of the fourth form contain these games as well. Well, and now I would like to introduce our workbook. Here it is. It has been published for the textbook. You can buy them and you can use them in your work. And here you can see the page from the workbook. The exercises have been developed according to the lessons of the textbook, and you can use these exercises in different ways to develop different kinds of skills in your pupils. I think they will be interesting, and you and your pupils will enjoy them. Here you can see another page from the workbook. You can see the exercises for developing writing skills and reading skills and critical thinking as well, because exercise 2 is just for that. Your pupils need to match 2 parts of the sentences and then to choose the picture for every sentence. And the picture must be correct too. And again, exercise 3 helps to develop writing skills and, of course, creativity. Well, and one more page from our workbook. I'd like to make some summary, but this is not the end of our webinar yet, but still, you asked some questions and I read them yesterday, and now I hope that you can see the answers. So we use integrated lessons almost every time when you have to work with our textbook Start Up for the second form, because all the exercises in our textbook combine different parts which are really good for integrated learning. You can see that we combine listening, reading, writing, and speaking skills. We use different kinds of activities, and we develop exercises for different kinds of work, for individual work, pair work, group work, and our textbook contains lots of games of different kind, and it has got pages like We Are Creative, which is useful for project work, and project work is also a part of integrated learning, because we need to combine different types of activities, different skills, lots of preparation, and this is how it works, and then to show, to demonstrate the result. And of course, we have got pages like storytelling. Here we use integrated skills as well, because pupils need to listen, to describe pictures, to retell the story, to perform the story, to predict the end. And it's also really interesting for them and helpful for us. We also have got revisions at the end of every unit, and there you can find more games and more ideas for the projects. So integrated learning is really not so frightening, because we use it every day, every lesson, and maybe you even didn't guess, but you use it. So workbook is available for our textbook, and now I would like to show you teachers' planning. It has been developed to help you, dear colleagues, because this year our teachers' planning contains integrated content lines. You can see the page of planning here, and of course you can order them by and use in your work. And if you are using our books, textbooks and workbooks now, please write your opinion about textbook, about workbook, about planning, because it helps us, your ideas help us to improve our books and to help us to find some other ways of giving information and to develop different, more interesting exercises for pupils. So your ideas will be really helpful. You can see the final slide, but please stay with us, because I would like to show you a short video which we have created for our textbook, and your opinion is really very important for us. You will see a short video, and we would like to know if you find it helpful in your work, and if you would like us to create more videos like this. So now you will see video, and then please write your opinion about it. Video please.
Who is this? This is my mom, Em.
Who is this?
This is my dad, Jem.
Who is this?
This is my sister, Wem.
Oh, I love them. Who is this?
This is my aunt, Bam.
Who is this?
This is my uncle, Jim.
Who is this?
This is my cousin, Sam.
Oh, I love them. Oh, I love them.
This is my uncle. This is my cousin, Sam.
Sorry for the quality. Because we have some technical problems. But if you find this interesting, we will find the ways for you to use these videos. And now, if you have got questions, I will be happy to read them and answer them. Yes, I can see the question about books for teachers and cards and teachers planning is ready now. You saw the slides, the pages, but the book for teachers is being written now, is going to be published, and flashcards are almost ready. So I hope you will see everything soon. There is no audio disc for this textbook. You can find all audio recordings on the website of Publishing House Ranak, or you can use QR code to download the songs here. Our textbook has got QR code, and you can use it to download music, and not only music, all the recordings. Вибачте, колеги, перейду на українську мову, бо ваші питання українською мовою. Ви маєте зв'язатись, я так вважаю, що на кожній книзі є контакти видавництва «Ранок», то отже, будь ласка, там зв'язуйтесь з видавництвом і цікавтесь, де можна придбати підручники, робочі зошити і так далі, але ж вже все є. І вже готуються майже готові флеш-картки і майже готова книга для вчителя, календарне планування вже є. І, будь ласка, замовляйте, але безпосередньо зв'язуйтесь з видавництвом «Ранок» або з його офіційними представниками. Так, наш підручник схвалений для НУШ. Бачу питання, дякую. Схвалений для НУШ, так, звичайно, він відповідає всім вимогам. І у нього є гриф міністерства, тобто він дозволений для використання у школах нашим міністерством. Якщо є ще ваші питання, будь ласка, і дуже цікаво прочитати ваші відгуки про вебінар. Можливо, у вас є якісь ідеї для подальших тем. Будь ласка, напишіть, я перечитую чати і цікавлюсь тим, що ви пишете. Я вважаю, що відповіла на ваші питання, які вислали заздалегідь. Дякую за ваші відгуки. І якщо у вас немає більше питань, я поки що не бачу їх. Отже, тоді я бажаю вам чудового вечора, я бажаю вам гарної роботи, і я сподіваюся, що ми з вами ще зустрінемось на вебінарах. Пишіть, будь ласка, про що б ви хотіли почути. І мені дуже було приємно спілкуватись з вами. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.